Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dice Will Roll, the Queerest Pathfinder Podcast on our planet, where it's the hard questions like, is it vegan to buy the produce directly from a beast?
No.
You're still using the animal products?
Vegan, no. Ethical is different?
Yes.
Because, like, here's the thing. A lot of this stuff with, like, vegans is, like, you know, the animals can't consent to it. Fair enough. Like, the cow can't be like, yeah, you're good using my milk. The chicken can't be like, yeah, take my eggs, I don't care. But what if it were, say, I don't know, a griffin or something, or an awakened animal, and it were like, yeah, I don't care. Here, give me gold for it and you can have it, you know? Does that change the dynamic?
It changes the dynamic, but it doesn't mean that it's vegan all of a sudden. Because vegan just means that you don't consume any product of any animal.
Yeah, but it's like the...
Well,
Words mean things.
Ethical is up in the air. Like it could be ethical, maybe, I guess. But
just not
vegan. Vegan, no, because vegan's definition is, like, without any animal product. Though, I guess there are some people who would argue that honey is vegan, but...
Yeah, that's the thing, because honey...
I mean, I would think that, like, it would be no animal products that require you to disturb the animal at all.
Yeah, but what if the animal is sapient and consciously pleased to give you it?
Yeah, but, like...
That doesn't matter, it's still a product from the animal.
Yes.
Okay, I suppose a better question is, would vegans be less popular or, like, you know, less common than vegetarians in a world where you could go to a market and buy fried eggs from, like, a birdman?
Probably yes.
I don't
Next question.
think so.
Is it a little kinky to buy eggs from a birdman?
Alright, we need to move on. Let's play Pathfinder, you guys. What happened last time? What happened in the last episode? Can anyone tell me what happened in the last episode?
We're moving on swiftly.
Sometimes
from
you
this
just
now.
say shit,
Nobody
babe.
wants to play in this space with me. No one wants to talk.
Because it
about
sucks.
It's not a nice space to play in. I feel unsafe, thank you. Don't give the audience fuel.
Yeah, well, I feel they'll fall fuel one way or another. Fellas, would we like to play some Pathfinder?
Please.
Okay. When we last left our heroes in the Abomination vaults, our heroes battled their way through the many puzzles deep beneath the earth, fighting the Minotaur skeleton, following ghostly footprints, uncovering a torture chamber, the husk of a dead worm, an elevator, and a Zebub devil who granted the party a vision of a man they identified to be Otari Ilvashti, surviving the final encounter with the evil sorceress Belcora. What does this mean for the future, and what does it mean for the past? In the meantime, they continued their journey deeper into the vaults, uncovering a set of morlocks, the awful evolutions of humans with pale skin, oversized teeth, and bulging mushroom-like eyes, working on a ramshackle clockwork soldier, which now shuffles forth, ready to bring them to their knees. Everyone, do we wanna hop in the character and get schmacking?
I don't know about schmacking.
I do. Let's hop right into it, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah, alright.
Okay. Set the scene. Fogfen Few. The three of you stand in what appears to be a workshop, with a room smelling of rust and grime, stacks of splintered furniture, pieces of weapons and armor, frayed coils of rope, and jagged shards of metal, all lie in heaps along the walls of the room. Just beyond the light of Fury Sunchaser's torch stand two Morlock engineers, equipped with massive ballista crossbows and a shaking, trembling clockwork machine. As the three of you get into position, the Morlocks start to load their weapons, and the ramshackle clockwork soldier steps forward. And everyone, I want you all to please roll me initiative.
No.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
Damn, bitch.
Okay. Well,
let's begin combat, shall we? Because top of the order is gonna be Dear Sweet Fiore Sunchaser, a torch in one hand and a scimitar in the other hand. Deeper into this workshop, the shadowy, mushroom-eyed men themselves, the Morlock engineers, snarl, and one of them breathes and says, You will become worthy sacrifices. Which is not a pleasant thing to be told. Fiore, Paladin of Sarenrae, what do you do? Because you are ready for this. You are ready to strike down injustice. You got a nat 20 on perception. You have 4 actions. What do you do, Captain?
Dropping something doesn't take an action, right?
No, it does not.
Can Fiore, instead of dropping something, do you think that he'd be able to, while he's moving down towards the Morlocks, be able to, I don't know if you've ever seen in, like, fantasy media with, like, D&D stuff, where they're, like, where they put the torch into one of those torch holders that exist in underground dungeons? Well, he's...
Oh, a sconce?
Yeah. I don't mind if it takes an action, I don't care.
I want you to make me a perception check to find a sconce.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm not a magic user, so the most I'll do is hit multiple times.
Okay, so Fiore, I want you to make me a perception check to see if you can find a sconce. Then you can drop it in as a free action. I'll allow it as you are running towards them.
Okay. Is this public or private? Or?
It'll be public. You'll know whether or not you see a sconce.
Yeah, that's fair. 20?
With a 20, I think you definitely, you see a sconce, and as you are rushing through this cramped corridor, you kind of, effortlessly drop the torch in, and you are now rushing up to these guys. That will always be the case. You will not always be able to find a sconce, but in this particular case, you did.
I mean, yeah.
What I will say is, interestingly enough, something does happen. As you rush up to these bad guys, and you are fighting against the Morlocks, you drop that torch in. Hey, as soon as you enter into their space, close enough with it with that torch, their eyes widen and they shriek, and they are stumbling back, clutching their eyes, being like, yeah! The surface light, it burns!
Oh.
Hey, these guys have massive eyes that were evolved to see in the dark. They don't love bright light. In fact, they have light blindness. When first exposed to bright light, the monster is blinded until the end of its next turn.
Oh, okay.
After this exposure, light doesn't blind a monster until after it spends 1 hour in darkness. However, as long as the monster is in an area of bright light, it is dazzled. So these two are stumbling black, and they can't see shit right now because of that light you bring towards them.
I think he's gonna attack the Morlock that is closest to him.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Damn.
Well, tell me about it. What do you roll?
26.
Yeah, brother, that's a fucking that's a crit. That's gonna crit. Jinkies.
18 damage. That is critical damage.
Okay, how does this look? How does this work? Because they are stumbling back in agony from the bright light brought into their darkness. Now what?
I think he takes a step forward, a step at the Morlock he wants to attack. I think he just slashes his scimitar at its arms. Maybe he's trying to get at his arms to disarm him.
Well, certainly you fucked him up quite bad. Fiore, you charge forward, you slash from hip to arm, cutting him badly, and the Morlock wails in pain as you basically nearly taken half his HP in one go. You know?
Awesome.
And you have 1 action left, which is really funny.
I'm just gonna raise my shield.
Okay. So you need to take out the shield. At the moment, it's on your back.
Oh, then I'm gonna take out the shield.
Okay. Fiore, you take out your shield, and you're holding it in your arm, ready to raise it for future difficulties, shall we say. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Silk Witch Helm. Fiore has surged forth deeper into the workshop to battle against the morlocks, who seem to really hate the bright lights that Fiore's brought with him. What do you do now?
I am going to use my Hand of the Apprentice.
You're gonna shoot the hell out of one? Go for it.
I'm gonna shoot the fuck out of this guy.
Okay, go for it. Take out your pistol, aim carefully, and...
Actually, I'm gonna shoot the one that hasn't been hit yet.
Okay, so this one is... Fiore is standing in the way. You can do it, but that Morlock will have a +2 to its AC. Now...
But my bullets were magical.
Yeah, but Fiore is standing in front of him.
And...
He is providing lesser cover. He'll just have a slight boost to his AC, but you've seen that they have, like, pretty pathetic AC, so you're fine.
Fuck their AC. 22.
A 22 is a hit easily. Silk, you raise your pistol. You wait for the right moment as Fiore is battling against him, and just as Fiore ducks out of the way, you shoot a blast of magic light into this motherfucker. Roll me that damage.
That's gonna be 8 damage.
Okay, 8 damage. Silk, you shoot into this guy. He stumbles back a little bit and he snarls. And you have 2 actions left. What now?
Can I cast Frostbite at the one that's not looking so good?
Oh, the one who's looking a little already close to death?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it. What's Frostbite do?
Frostbite, I shoot an orb of cold at the target, and it coalesces around them, freezing its body. It has to make a fortitude save, and make a... Oh no, and then take 2d4 cold damage if it fails.
Okay, cool. Let me roll that fortitude save.
Please.
Oh my god, that's not a good fortitude roll. Let's see. That's a 15. What's your spell
15
DC?
fails. Its DC is 19.
Okay, roll me that damage.
Oh, it's 3d4 cold.
Uh-oh. That's not good for me.
That's 9 cold damage.
So how do you kill this Morlock?
Silk shoots that orb of like ice out of his gun, and I think it literally freezes this thing to death, and it shatters.
Oh no! Whoa. The Morlock doesn't even get a chance to cry out. It just... And as it tumbles, it shatters into pieces on the floor. And the Morlock next to it doesn't even know. He just hears a noise. He's shrieking and says, Show yourself past, men! Take the blasted light away from me!
Past, man.
Is that your turn, Silk?
It is.
Okay. Well, it is unfortunately going to be the Clockwork Soldier's turn. And this thing, it kind of... And it starts to kind of like chitter forwards, turns to you, Fiore, and lets out like a few clicking noises before it kind of decks you in the face. Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
okay.
Oh dear, oh dear. That is a critical hit with a nat 20, which means he does pull a crit card. Oh no.
Okay.
The crit card he has pulled is Solid Blow. Fiore, he pulls back and he punches you in the gut. And that would normally be fine because you've got armor on. But Fiore, it dents your armor inwards. Triple damage.
Okay.
Oh.
Fuck it. Heart.
So that is going to be 3 times 9. That's
27.
27 damage, Fiore.
Saranghae.
Shut up.
As he fucking Mandalorian Death Trooper punches you in the gut so hard that your amazing paladin armor is dented inwards. You're gonna need to get that repaired, man.
That's okay.
With his next action, he then swivels his head, looks at you, Silk, and then kind of raises an arm and goes... And he shoots a fucking javelin out of his arm.
Ooh.
And that is going to be an 18, which is just your AC, mon frere.
Would I be able to use a...
Oh, a Retributive Strike?
Yeah, because it is ranged, but I am next to him.
Yeah, no,
king,
any
my
attack.
savior.
Any attack. It works. Go for him.
Awesome. He's like...
Silk is
man.
within range, I believe.
21.
That is a hit. You will do damage with it. So how much is that?
9.
9 damage to him, which is good. Although you seem to see he takes a little less damage than you would imagine from it.
It's fair.
Probably because he's made of robot stuff. Meanwhile,
Robot
Silk,
stuff? You mean like metal?
I mean, I don't know what this guy's made of.
Okay.
Silk, that is going to be 7 damage to you, except Fiore was able to come in clutch last second. Silk, you have taken from 7 damage down to 2 damage. Thank you, Fiore.
Fiore, you're so hot.
The basically what would have been a terrible blow has been deflected slightly by Fiore stepping in and defending you like the good boy he is. That is gonna be the Ramshackle Clockwork Soldier's turn. Ulrich Revra. Golly gosh, you just saw Fiore take a gut punch like no other.
Yikes. Can I roll something to figure out this thing's deal?
The soldier or the Morlock engineer?
The soldier.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you could use Bardic Lore, or if you have any idea, you might be able to get a better read on him with a specific lore if you want to try that.
I'll do Bardic Lore.
Okay, go for Bardic Lore.
It's Recall Knowledge, right?
Ulrich, you're not dead certain, but what you can tell from a quick glance is that this thing, there's a reason I'm calling it Ramshackle. This thing is not very good. You've heard stories of clockwork soldiers, especially like down to the south in the Impossible Lands. Clockwork soldiers are very common and very scary. This particular one seems to be made from a lot of scavenged parts, which does make sense. You found scavenged clockwork earlier. You're getting the feeling that thankfully this thing is not particularly strong. Despite that solid gut punch that it got on Fiore, it does not seem to be like a boss level threat.
Okay.
What I will let you know is with a quick glance, you can see that this thing has probably got the ability to reconfigure itself to get into a defensive position, which would boost its AC.
I see.
Basically, it can activate defenses. Smile. That's one action. You got 2 left, bud. What do you do?
I'll go for a Courageous Anthem.
Okay.
And I think Ulrich might try and take a pot shot at the Clockwork Soldier just to test out the defenses.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, 19.
19 is going to be a hit. Roll me that damage.
8 damage.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, the arrow pierces into this thing, although again, it kind of like doesn't bury into the monster or into the clockwork. Again, made of robot stuff, whatever that may be. Yeah. But it is starting to immediately start to kind of chuff a little bit, like,
Okay.
you know, it seems like it's getting ready to fall apart. Not looking great. Is that you, Ulrich?
That is me.
Okay. Next in the order is gonna be the Morlock engineer. And he is shrieking a little bit, and he's waving his, like, improvised super ballista crazily and saying, blast him, past him in. And I think these guys are maybe a little bit too stupid to run away when they're beat. He is going to take a few steps backwards away from you all, but he can only move at half speed because he's blind. So instead of taking a whole turn to move 25 feet away, he can only move 10 feet away.
Okay.
Which is bad because he has a crossbow, and those are better from quite a range, actually. Regardless, he is going to kind of fumble around his belt, like with one hand, unable to see what he's doing, but grabbing at something and blindly shoving it into his crossbow. And that is going to be an improvised projectile, which he is then going to shoot at you with his crossbow. Let's see if it hits Fiore. Because he is blind, so he has to roll twice and take the lower result.
Well...
No, sorry, he has to make a flat check to hit you, and he did get a nat 1 on it.
Ooh.
I do think he shoots anyway, and I do think he hits the fucking clock.
Oh, no.
And it's fucking bludgeoning damage. He He fucking kills it! He did 10 damage. That bypasses the constructs. No! No!
There's no way.
I added that construct myself because these guys have a cool ability that works with constructs, and he's not in the original adventure. And it's like, that sucks. I'll give him a construct so he can use his ability.
Your beautiful construct.
Et tu, Bertay?
You played yourself.
The Morlock doesn't even know what he's done. Because he's fucking blind. He's just gonna shriek and... I don't know. He's swapping out his crossbow for a warhammer. That's his last action. And he says, "Come closer, passman. We'll turn you to rats." Okay. He's very ballsy. He has no idea. He hears a smash and he's sure he's killed Fiore. Fiore, it's your turn.
Oh my god.
That hurts.
Fiore, who is currently... He's got his shield in his hands, and I think he's gonna raise it, but he's kind of using it to, like, hold his gut. And he's like, fucking... Okay. And he moves towards the Morlock, and he's going to attack.
Okay, go for it. Make me that attack roll. You're fucking kidding me. You are actually joking. What on earth?
28. Does it hit?
No, it's not. Yeah, 28 is a fucking critical hit. How much damage is that?
14. That's doubled already, so.
Well, he's not dead, but the Morlock is stumbling back. He's like rubbing his eyes and starting to see. He says, "You surface man, pass man." You got one action left, Fiore.
I'll give you this one chance to surrender.
He's swinging his hammer at you.
Okay. I'm gonna use my second attack. Thank you.
Okay, go for it.
Kill him.
19.
That's a hit. Roll me that damage.
7.
Fiore Sunchaser, as he's swinging his improvised hammer down on you, you swing faster. And how do you take out the Morlock Engineer?
I know it's a slashing weapon, but I think he probably stabs him through the gut.
Fiore, you know that, like, obviously, a scimitar is best for slashing. But it can still stab. And it does run through this Morlock's, honestly, kind of like stringy flesh.
Ugh.
And it lets out a wheeze before looking you in the eye with his blurred mushroom eyes and says, "The great evil will take you." Then he slumps to the floor, dead as hell. And you have successfully beaten off the Morlocks.
Beaten off.
Oh, no.
Beaten off.
That's not what I meant to say at all.
I love 2006 game Off, which I beat constantly.
I'll
You
take.
did beat off a lot, didn't you?
Fiore is limping back, and I think he picks his torch back up after putting his shield back.
Are you alright?
It damaged my and I think he sort of like pulls his armor a little bit off of his chest, and he's like, "Look, fuck, oh god, I gotta get that fixed." It's fine. It's not the first time that I've dented it, but I don't think I've ever gotten it dented by a monster before.
Oh, maybe it's time to go back above ground.
Yeah, let's check to see if these guys have anything, just to make sure, and then let's go back up.
Examine the room as well, just in case.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you guys want to make a perception check of this room? See if there's anything interesting in here?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Yeah, I think that we should just,
Fuck this room.
Fuck this. Fuck everything.
Fuck this game. I don't want to play anymore. I quit.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
out.
play.
Well, oh my! I fucking love Ulrich. Just being the designated can see secret doors. Although
Yeah.
this door isn't really a secret. Being honest, Ulrich, There's something fucky with this door behind you all at the top of the room, probably because unlike all the other rooms in here, it's been barricaded heavily and recently.
Ulrich stares at the door and goes, "Do we want to unbarricade that?"
Well, usually, when something is barricaded, it's for a reason.
While true, these guys are evil.
Do you think that something that needs rescuing is behind that?
Possibly, or something worse than them.
Ain't that the joy of a dungeon? You can never know which.
Are you having fun?
Anyway.
Just be careful.
Let me heal a little bit, okay? He's gonna cast lay on hands on himself.
Okay, a quick prayer to Sarenrae. Divine Mother of the Sun, bless your rays upon my skin. Something. You're good. You heal yourself for 12 healing.
Oh.
Ta-da! You're good.
Okay.
Now what? You undo the barricades?
Yep.
We're doing this, and then we're going back up.
Please.
Noted. Yes.
I think Fiore will do that. He's got a... I looked, and he's got a crowbar.
Okay, you know what? Sure, Fiore, you go through your pouch, and you pull out a crowbar, and you easily yank the wooden timber that's barricading this door aside. It only takes you a few seconds. It's not very sturdily put. But you do unlock the door. Now what?
I think Fiore is like, can somebody hold the torch for a second?
I can hold it.
Then he pulls out his shield, and he holds it in front of him, like, sort of like it's to shield all of them, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And he opens the door, just to make sure.
Okay. Well...
Oh, shit.
Oh shit is right. Alcoves among the walls might once have been storerooms here, but the stone shelves are all empty. The room smells foul. And the foulness, you assume, comes from the room's use as what appears to be a prison. Because there are 3 men in here. All 3 are clad in rags, and are suffering from what appears to be malnutrition and what definitely appears to be fear. The 3 of them are cowering in the back, 2 humans and a dwarf, very obviously quite distressed by everything that's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
But on their shoulders, on their right shoulder, each of them, they have a tattoo of a bird. Perhaps an osprey, even.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And these 3 men look at you with bleary eyes. And one of them says, "Hello?"
I think Fiore sees them and immediately is coming towards them. He's like, I mean you no harm.
I think their eyes light up, and one of them says, You're that Cambion, the one who's always coming around poking your nose in our business. Please rescue us!" He crawls forward.
Hey. Fiore puts his shield back. He's like, you were being held prisoner here?
The last one says, Yes. We were captured by those creatures outside with the bulging eyes.
We defeated them.
They're gone? All of them?
2 of them and a construct?
Were there more?
The 3 of them look like they're gonna pass out.
But we were about to leave. We've been exploring this place, and we were about to leave.
They're fucking grabbing at your legs, man. I'll treat them like surge forward, and they're like, "Please, take us out of here! I can't take it anymore!
Of course.
We're so hungry!"
Okay. Is it just you guys?
They look at each other, and one of them, the dwarf, says, "No, there's another of us, but he's not here. They took him away from us."
Oh, crap.
Wait.
How long ago?
You don't know where, do you?
A few days ago. They didn't say where, but it's fairly easy to tell that, well, I don't think he's alive anymore.
Okay. Well, let's focus on you guys.
They kept talking about some great evil.
They were talking to us about that too. I have some food. It's just rations.
I'll treat him fucking grabbing at you. Like, seriously, these are tree-grown men, but they can barely stand.
Fiore looks back. He's like, do you guys have... Let's get you guys fed a little bit so that you have the strength to leave.
They kept us in the darkness!
Yeah, Ulrich
No
comes
food,
forward
no
and
clothes.
goes to give some of his rations to you, like, here, just take it slow. Okay. No, slow down.
Stop.
Do you want to eat this food or choke on it? Come on.
I'm choking!
Fiore gives the Heimlich.
Oh my god.
Ulrich offers the water skin too, like, oh goodness.
Well, once they've relaxed, I think Fiore, is like, well, we were about to leave. We can escort you out and back to your place.
The tree thieves look very, very grateful. Although you don't know how the fuck they ended up here.
Well,
Who knows?
they're gonna ask. We have a half an hour on the way back.
Okay, so are you guys gonna track your steps and go back the way you came?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so very carefully, you make your way back to the stairs that you came down, and retrace your steps, leave the Gauntlight Keep, and return through the Fogfen. As you guys are going through the swamp, how are you guys doing with these three?
I think Fiore's very concerned. Like, he's really worried about them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very worried about the one who is gone.
I'll be honest, not great outlook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Fiore looks to both of his friends and then to the guys that they've rescued and asks, how did you get down there?
They all kind of look at each other, and one says, we went to that old lighthouse a few days ago when we were looking for treasure. While we were there, we found something underneath the pier. A hole.
Uh-huh.
We figured it was a way into some dungeon that had never been explored, and, well, we were right. The dwarf coughs and says, it led us deep into this lake, underwater, and the tunnels around it. But no sooner did we get into the lake, we found it was inhabited by some kind of lake monster. Like a giant river drake.
You don't
Oh.
We swam away quickly, but with all the screaming we made, we attracted the attention of those awful beasts.
Right.
The men with the pale skin. They captured us, gloated about how we would be sacrifices for some great evil, and... So that's what... Apparently, there was a hole underneath the pier, and that's how they got that deep underground.
The great evil they were talking about, did they say anything else about it, or no?
No. They made it sound like it was some powerful creature, maybe. But they were very vague. Mostly it was taunts about how it was far more evil than anything we could imagine.
We'll have to look into that. Because these guys seem really dangerous. And really weird.
Well, I doubt there was only two that were able to get rid of the Mifflets.
I wouldn't discount. I wouldn't discount that. Midfleets are... A single one of us could have driven them out.
Yeah, but they at least sound like they have a boss.
That's true.
They're talking about some sort of great sacrifice. It is likely that there's a group rather than just two people trying to put on some grand ritual.
Well, at least we're 3 for 4. Silk says under his breath.
Fiore gives him a look. It's not like an angry look, it's like a deadpan look. He's like, bro. Let's get them home.
Of course.
Then get some rest for ourselves.
Yeah, I've gotta go ask my mom where to fix this.
Unfortunately, Fiore, you know exactly where to fix it, and you don't like the answer.
Fiore is like, he's making a face.
You are buddies with the town blacksmith, remember?
He's never been buddies. He's never been buddies with him.
I mean,
One-sided buddy.
the unfortunate truth is, even though Karan Rajani, the descendant of Vol Rajani, the mayoral challenger, he's kind of a douche. He's a damn good blacksmith is the problem.
That's what Fiore's mad about.
So, not soon after entering town, you guys make your way down to Wisp Street to the Crook's Nook. You push inside, and this time the crowd of tugs and thieves turn to look at you suspiciously. But then they see the 3 men you were bringing with you, and their eyes widen. And Suko the Magpie stands up and says, "Ah! If it isn't you 3!" And he kind of like throws up in his arms and says, "Boys, we haven't seen you for a while. Orvik, you've lost some weight." And
Dear God. Fiore says that out loud, and he's like, dear God.
Mischief is like, "Yeah, what's going on? What's gone into you guys? What's with the new raggedy look?" And I think just one of them looks over, the lanky human, and he says, "I've seen some shit." And Orna the Shuni says, "Well, good to have you back, I suppose. They look up at you. Is there something going on?" And as soon as, Orna says this, the door to the back opens, and the silhouette of Yanyasmera peers out, and she beckons you 3 closer.
Fiore shrugs. Oh. He's like, let's go.
And Suko says, "Fools that you are! We thank you for bringing back these 3, perhaps?"
I'm glad we could get them back safely.
The trio of bandits step out of the way as the rescued thieves shakily sit down with their friends and start recounting what happened. But then Yanyasmera stands and kind of glances at you guys and says, "So, tell me what happened."
You know the lights that happened the other day from the lighthouse?
Course, from the Gauntlet Tower. What about it?
Well, we found your men deep in a dungeon. Multiple...
A dungeon?
It's pretty big. We were down only 1 floor, but it was not the only floor.
I've noticed that you brought back 3 of my boys. Where's the 4th?
Well, they told us that there was a 4th, but he was taken away. Not quite sure where, but they think him dead.
I intend on at least trying to find the body, but hopefully them intact. Though it's not the most likely.
Yanyasmera sits back slightly in her chair and bites her lower lip.
They'd found their way in through a dangerous port. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, it is no loss. A setback and a tragedy. But it is not my loss. A promise is a promise. And she takes out a bag of 60 gold pieces and puts on the table in front of you all and says, "Share this among yourselves as you please."
Thank you.
And thank you for proving your tenaciousness to the Osprey Club. May I ask, would you be interested in ever doing more work for us? And her eyes flick over you, Fiore.
I'll help rescue people.
I'll keep you in mind if I have anything that suits your talents, shall I say.
Thanks.
You are most welcome. And she leans back and says, "As you were." And you guys have successfully completed the missing thieves quest, more or less.
Hooray!
We're
we
gonna
got
set that one as completed.
75%.
So, more or less, right? Like, kind of?
I mean,
There is still interested in trying to recover a body if possible, but if it doesn't happen, he's not gonna kill himself.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Regardless, everyone can add 20 gold pieces to their coin purses.
Fuck yes. I love gold.
So, are you guys good to leave the Crook's Nook?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. So, the three of you make your way out. Go your separate ways. Oh, no, you don't! What's that happening outside? It would appear that there's some sort of confrontation happening just outside in front of the Otari market.
Oh boy.
An argument. And for two of you, this makes your heart sink because you know the context here. But for one of you, it is a surprise that you have no context for. Standing in the town, you see a lizard folk man, an Iruxi. He is very tall and very handsome. He looks like a marine iguana from the Galapagos, kind of like with dark scales and then like white around his face, almost like a skull. In a very like withered old man way, you know. 7 feet tall, almost half as wide, and wearing like shark teeth on a necklace around his neck.
Okay. All right.
Which two of you recognize to be Sigek.
This is a big stack of meat I want to climb.
Yep.
God damn.
Like, holy shit, dude.
Not even a scaly.
Same, but like, you can recognize, damn.
Real recognize real.
So you know that he's the leader of the Stone Ring Pond Druids, which is basically on the way out to the Fogfen. There is indeed a pond with these standing stones around it. And there are druids there who attend it, and every morning they will actually stand on the cliffs overlooking the sea near Otari and like do these like prayers and rituals to keep the sea from, you know, storming too bad and crushing everyone, blah blah blah. So you don't know exactly, but the other two know that there's more to their story than that.
Oh.
Fiore and Ulrich, you two do know. How could you not? But we'll get into that because the other part of the story is standing in front of that lizard folk, looking absolutely fucking furious. And it is indeed Keelano Latinar, the market runner of the Otari market.
Oh no.
And your friend, your family friend, Ulrich. Keelano stands in front of Sigek, red in the face. And he says, how dare you? How dare you think that any of this would make up for it? While he's still out there somewhere. And Sigek tries to raise a hand, looking around like carefully at the people who are now turning to look, and says, "We meant no offense by the gift, Master Latinar. We simply wish to repair the relationship between the druids and yourself." Repair the relationship with a petty gift? Is that what I'm hearing? You think that a gift made of carved wood, he throws whatever it is on the floor, can replace the damage that's been done to my life by your people? The ones that you couldn't control. The ones that you let run rampant and kill my wife. The ones that you have yet to bring me the body of to tell me that it's over. 30 years may have passed, Mr. Sigek. But it feels like just yesterday that I was holding Isla. And the wound still hurts. He's out there, and until you prove otherwise, I'll still look for him every day. so you can take your piece of driftwood and stuff it.
Fiore's looking at Ulrich with a look that says, should I do something here?
He's already leaving. He is like stomping away. But Zagak is just kind of standing there forlornly.
I think Fiore's gonna... he's like, let's... And I think Fiore's gonna approach at least.
I think Ulrich will as well, and he's gonna pick up the statue.
It's still just standing there, like, whoa.
He's like, what's the drama?
Zagak is also standing there. And people are starting to move away as this Iruxi druid just seems beaten.
Hey. Are you alright?
Master Sunchaser. And he looks to you as well, Ulrich. Your parents are like naturey people, right? Would they have any connection to the druids?
Ulrich more than them, because Ulrich actually like goes into the forest and practices herbalism and is very, very respectful to nature. So,
okay, the forest isn't their domain, but maybe you have like I think they probably
pass
would
by
know
at
you.
least. Yeah.
Plus, you would have to walk past them fairly often.
Yes.
And obviously, he would know you, Fiore, because you are with the Church of Cernray. You've probably had like not diplomatic relations, but like the church and the druids know each other.
Yes.
So you're there.
I'm there.
It's like,
You're observing. Hi, handsome old man.
Oh, he is absolutely observing, and he
That's a
thinks that he's
lilf. That's a lizard you'd like to.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
looks like, I'm serving cooked. Would anyone like anything else?
Sagak looks to
Exactly.
you tiredly and says, Master Sunchaser, Master Ravera, I appreciate the offer for help. Alas, Master Latinar refuses to see that the man who died 30 years ago is dead, and I don't think he will ever forgive the Stone Circle Druids for our failing.
I'm sorry.
No, I am.
Did anything spur this on?
He looks down at the statue and says, I hoped to gift him this driftwood carving. He saw it as an attempt to bury the past, which I assure you it was not.
Oh.
What was this carving?
An albatross. He works close to the sea as well. We had hoped that perhaps it would remind him of the similarities, but I don't think he will ever see past the other animal that plagues him. Good evening to you both. And Sagek kind of stalks away, leaving the carving in your hand, Ulrich, I should add. Youch.
He's walked away.
Hmm?
Still kind of gets a little closer to the other two and is like, now what was that?
Fiore's like, oh, you didn't grow up here.
No.
Well, they have some pretty bad blood. And I think he explains the basic story. Have we gone over it before?
Oh no, I'm going to tell you guys for the first time now. 30 years ago, Keono Latinar was married to a woman, Isla Latinar. They were young, they were happy. Latinar was just starting his own store, a store which, ironically, sold wood carvings. A man came to town. His name was Jal Mesmin. Jal was an interesting fellow. Clean cut, a sharp, winning smile, and big eyes. The kind that could look right into your soul. He joined into the Stone Ring Pond as a druid, welcomed in with open arms. It was a month later that the first person went missing, and then another month, and a few more went missing. Jal Mesmin became very close with Isla Latinar in the last month. At first, she welcomed him as a friend, but then he became flirtatious and she shut him down. Then when the full moon rose, he forced himself into her house and transformed. She was the last victim of the Otari werewolf.
Oh my god.
Kilano found her, throat ripped out, the monster in the house. He ran and got a mob to chase him out of the town, where he went to the top of the cliffs, and they pushed him over the edge into the sea. He died, obviously. It's a hell of a drop with some sharp, sharp rocks down there. But they never did find a body. Obviously, swept the sea. Kilano never forgave the Stone Ring Pond druids. How could they allow a monster into the town? And he never forgave himself for not having a body to prove that the monster was dead. 30 years later, he's still certain that Jarl Mesmin is alive, but he can't be. And yet, every once in a while, the ghostly howl of a wolf can be heard coming from somewhere. That's the story. It's infamous here. You know, that was probably the most awful thing to happen to Otari ever. It's been 30 years. Most people have moved on, but Kilano hasn't. There's still that incredible tension between himself and the druids, and the fact that this is like the third decade since his wife died, like now, it's driven tensions even higher. You remember at the mayoral speech, he was offering an absurd amount of gold to have a man who has been dead 30 years, or at least not seen in 30 years, found.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Silk kind of crosses his arms and says, "Well, wow. No wonder I've never heard it. Somber.
It's a pretty heavy story.
The only one who really talks about it now is Kilna. To extreme extent, he doesn't want anyone to forget.
But everyone else does.
Poor fellow. I can only hope that one day he can."
God, any sign of a body, even just bones.
Even just, or at least the howling of whatever wolf is around Otari just stops completely. Help him sleep better at night, I imagine.
Oh yes. But that's what happened. Thankfully, it is about mostly the worst thing that's happened in Otari, so there's that.
There's that. Horrible even still. Certainly it was long ago.
As you were. Sorry, that was kind of a chilling little true horror crime story, huh? Or true crime horror story.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Really fucked up.
I have a pretty fucked up story. Wouldn't it be fucked up if two men were on the moon and one killed the other with a rock?
I think they should make out with each other.
I agree, actually.
That's my toxic yaoi. Two men on the moon about to kill each other with a rock. Town stories aside, I think it's best we all get our rest.
Yeah.
I'm out of spells.
All right. And so, Fogfen Few, you split up to do what you'd like to do for the day.
Dice Will Roll will return after these messages. We now return to Dice Will Roll.
So basically, the three of you can now go and do whatever it is you want to do around town. You can go to the Drunken Dragon if you don't really know what you'd like to do and see if there's any rumors around town. Have a talk with either dear sweet Jenny Rumwall or the bartending twins Evanwer and San Cancelier.
Mm-hmm.
So, and obviously, Fiora, you need to get your armor repaired. You could go talk to... You're probably going to have to go talk to Carmen, aren't you?
Yeah. He thinks for a second about going to talk to Evanware, and then he's like, "No, I'm." He doesn't look good yet.
Oh, he's not presentable?
He's not presentable.
He's coming out. He's got like fucking dust on him. His stomach is dented. He's not a knight in shining armor. He can't go to Evanware yet. Evanware won't be impressed.
It's funny because I'm sure
he would be so impressed, but that's not the point.
So yeah, Fiore's gonna go talk to somebody that he puts up with.
Mm-hmm. He's not the worst. He's just not great. Fiore, we'll start with you, shall we?
Sure.
You make your way towards Blades for Glades Smithy. The primary on 50 Ilvashti Street. The primary smithy in town specializes in crafting saws, axes, and other tools used in the lumber trade. But the skilled smiths there also produce quality armor, shields, and weapons. Unfortunately, the foreman of the smithy is someone you have a complicated relationship with. Fiore, you walk in to Blades for Glades.
Mm-hmm.
And not soon after, you as the clanging of metal on anvils echoes through you, and the smell of molten steel being churned hits your nostrils. The heat doesn't bother you too much. What with you being a hellspawn, you're a little bit used to it preternaturally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Carmen Rajani enters, and he turns and sees you, sweat coming down his brow from an honest day's work, and he throws up his arm and says, "Hey, if it isn't my buddy Fiore Sunchaser, everyone!" "Hey, put it here, Sunchaser!" He comes offering you a high five.
Fiore goes to give it to him. Hi, Carmen.
What can I... Whoa! He kind of squats a little bit and looks at your gut. The hell happened here, buddy? You fall down a hill or something? Fall on a rock? That could have killed you if you weren't wearing that armor.
No, actually, it was a monster.
A monster? Whoa. The rats in the fishery really getting big and hungry now, huh? I'm just pulling your leg. Come on, man. Have a sense of humor.
I didn't even say anything.
You didn't need to. This smile says everything.
I need this fixed.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Honestly, Fiore, let's be real. It's kind of a piece of crap armor. You sure you don't want it replaced?
My mom gave it to me.
Yeah, exactly. What is it? It's like 40 years old? Judging by the steelwork on it, it hasn't, no, 20 might be a more accurate. Still, that's too old for armor. You're gonna want something new. It's gonna break on you. Probably extend its longevity with some runes, but that's gonna be costly. And hey, even if I'm giving you my friends and family discount, it's not gonna be enough.
Well, what do you have?
I mean, this is... You prefer full plate, right? Big, heavy stuff.
Yes.
Makes it a little bit more difficult to wear, but man, it'll block that, right? He clangs against your chest.
That's why I have it.
It'll go for 30 gold. Replace it with something brand new. Much better, by the way. Statistically, it'll be identical.
Oh, no, don't worry. I was looking at his gold. Does he have enough gold for that?
Yes, he does. But again, it will be the exact same as to what you already have.
Do you have anything nicer?
I mean, this is top of the line. It's better than what you're wearing. It's not.
Well, how much would it be to repair it?
Are you sure? I can get it repaired, but... 5 silver?
Please repair it instead of charging me 30 gold for new armor.
Okay, but this thing's gonna fall apart eventually, Fiore. You're not gonna be able to use it.
Eventually. I know.
And as he sets to repairing it, kind of like you take it off, he takes it and he starts clanging away. He kind of like looks up at you over his shoulder, and says, "So, what kind of monster did this, Sun Chaser? A ram?
It was a construct?
A construct? Whoa. You go to Absalom or something for that?"
No, there's a dungeon.
Oh, yeah, no, I heard something about a lighthouse or something. That's what caused the weird stuff on the Founders Festival, right? Was there a construct behind it?
No, it's just there. It's way deeper than I thought it was.
You serious?
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Well, you know it's weird.
Yeah.
The fact that that's happening, period. Like, let's be real. A competent mayor would have realized that there was a problem and sent in adventurers 2 decades ago.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're worried, by the way, that I'm gonna, like, that any deal you've got with Menheims once I get elected is, don't be. I know, you're a Sun Chaser, that you're the top man for any adventuring job.
Thank you.
The blood of the Rajanis runs through me, so obviously I know a thing or two about adventuring, but you're a hell of a guy, you know that? He's like saying this as he's like hammering away at the armor, fixing it up pretty nicely, all things considered.
Thank you, Carmen.
It's a shame. I could probably go with you sometime. I'm not a half-bad fighter myself, but, I've got the whole forge to look after.
Oh, don't worry. You've got to take care of this place.
Yeah, maybe. Part of me wishes I could just drop everything and become an adventurer. That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Why haven't you?
I don't know. Being honest, I wouldn't feel right leaving the town with And he kind of sighs and trails off, and he looks at you with an expression that's hard to read. And for a brief moment, Fiore, you could swear that he's not happy with you specifically.
Fiore's like, did I do something?
Don't worry about it, kid. Not you. But this, he kind of pulls up the armor and shows it to you. This is looking pretty good, right? I think it's in a better state than it was before.
Yeah. Thank you.
He, gives it a second to cool down until it's, safe.
Yeah.
Once, he makes a little bit more idle chit-chat before eventually saying, "Okay, let's try it on."
Sure.
Let's see if it fits you okay.
Fiore tries it on.
Good as new. It's amazing that he was able to get that fucking dent out.
Fiore sort of feels it where it used to be, and he's like, you're really good at that.
Only the best. But hey, look, word for the wise, you're not going to be able to hold on to an old piece of armor forever. Those things are supposed to be replaced, constantly.
That's pretty expensive.
Aren't you a great adventurer? What's the point of adventuring if you don't make a ton of money off it? Glory, fame, and...
Helping people?
I mean, obviously, you don't take me for some kind of moron, do you, Sun Chaser?
Fiore just raises an eyebrow.
But I'm just saying, yeah, helping people, whatever. You're gonna have to take part of the cash and the glory as well. No sense dying poor. And he, again, looks a little bitter for a moment. Anyway, leave you to it, okay, Sunshine?
Yep.
You go out there, you clear out as much of that big old dungeon as you can, and when I'm elected, we'll talk about a knighthood or something for you. Kind of punches your shoulder.
Thanks.
If you can clear out the dungeon. Now go give him hell, boy.
Thanks. Fiore walks out and he's more like, when? He mumbles that to himself and he's like, "Ugh." But he does note that was really odd.
Yeah, Carmen is leaning against the doorway, arms folded, and watching you leave, like he's thinking something over. You probably catch his eye as you're going.
Fiore's like, did I do something?
Do you call it out to him?
Yes, I think he looks back and he's like, did I do something to you?
He just shakes his head and waves you off. And he goes back inside.
He squints. He's gonna go talk about this with somebody.
Well,
It's the autism talk. Did I do something to offend this person? And you're like, I don't know.
well, Fiore, nobody seems to be quite sure. But then again, Karma's just an asshole. It's probably nothing, right?
Fiore doesn't think it's nothing.
Well, we're gonna cut away from that scene and head through the streets of Otari to someone else. Ulrich and Silk. We're jumping back to you. So, Ulrich, Silk, what do you guys want to do? Ulrich, do you have any ideas?
I think Ulrich is kind of mulling something over in his head a little bit, thinking back on the dungeon and the things that they saw. Just kind of thinking.
Okay. Silk, are you still with Ulrich?
I think that he genuinely is like about to leave, but Silk always looks back. Just a rule of thumb. And I think that he sees Ulrich thinking. He sees their thinking face in, I think maybe Saddle's a little bit closer to them, and it says, "Something on your mind?"
It's strange. I feel like if we knew more about either Belcora, the Gaunt Light, or even that deity that we found a torture chamber and the chapel for, we can figure out at least more of what's going on. But I don't know of any history books that go back that far in the library.
Oh. Well, that's because you're looking at a public library. Would you like some help studying?
That would be fantastic, but, public library around here.
No, but I have a private library.
Okay. Lead on. Piqued my interest.
Why don't you come with?
Okay.
And Silk starts walking.
Ulrich follows.
And are you taking Ulrich where I think you're taking Ulrich?
I am taking Ulrich where you think I'm taking Ulrich. Exactly where you think I am.
So you think you know where I think I know where you think.
I think I know where you think I know where I think
Fucking go.
where
I
I
don't give a shit.
where
I don't fucking care. Ulrich, you follow Silk to an absolute mansion. Like, it is a big, big place.
How many stories is it, do you think?
I think it's maybe 4 stories.
Okay.
It's a 4-story tall mansion with, like, trees, a pond, there's, like, rare flowers outside. It's all very beautiful. And I think, Ulrich, you know of this house, but nothing about it. You've seen it, and, you know it's on Wisp Street. You know that it's, like, kind of, it's a big mansion. There's a few mansions in Otari towards specific, like, the west side, but you've never, like, thought much about it because, it's probably some rich guy. So when Silk just unlocks the front gate and skips along in, you're probably like, huh.
I think Ulrich squints a little bit. Definitely had to, like, grab his hood as he was looking up at the building. Was like, do you live here?
And he's like standing inside the doorway and he says, "Oh, well, yes. Where else would I live?"
Ulrich looks at the building, looks at Silk,
You coming inside, love?
looks back at the building. Fair enough. Yeah, okay. And Ulrich walks in.
So you come to what appears to be some sort of grand foyer. And there's like stairs, there's a chandelier and stuff. Everything is like made of like mahogany and like dark oak. And there's just statues and stuff.
It's ridiculous in here.
And Silk just like has the front, like, it's just walking around nonchalantly.
Yeah, he's taking off like his cloak. He takes off his hat. He's at home.
Oh my god.
Ulrich is experiencing whiplash right now. They're like, I feel as though it would have been a huge thing. You moving in with all the statues and the everything. It is incredibly well decorated here.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Quite a lot. All stories.
It's acquired taste.
Hmm.
You don't have to keep that on, you know.
Ulrich tenses up a little bit and goes, I generally...
It's at that moment that you hear a, hello? Who's
Yeah, he's got a
there?
guy in the basement.
Hello?
The shackles clink.
I'm so hungry. Oh. No. You hear the rattling sound of spider legs, and then coming around the balcony on like maybe the 3rd floor is a fucking guy, like an old ass man.
Oh, well, look who's about.
Hello.
Is that my wife? Estrid! Estrid, is that you? Estrid!
It's not Mistrid.
Ulrich looks at Silk and mouths, what?
Silk literally just waves a hand at Ulrich.
Alright, honey, I love you. Goodbye.
Oh,
Yes, love you too.
Ulrich moves along, incredibly confused.
And you see that this old man, so let me describe him. This is an old man, maybe like 90 years old. He's completely bald, liver spots on his hair, eyes like so narrowed that he can barely see. His like eyebrows are furrowed and like white and shaggy. And he's got the most fucking stylish mustache you've ever seen. It curls, you know? And he's got like a little goatee as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wearing just this massive, bulky, red dressing robe with like gold trim and a matching fucking red fez with gold trim. And he's sitting in a wheelchair, but rather than wheels, it has spider legs. A type of assistive device known in Galarian as a walking chair, because it walks. Smile.
Smile.
And he just kind of skitters off. And Ulrich, perhaps this is more distressing than that's quite an encounter to have had.
Don't mind him. Shall we?
Who?
Silk says, just brushing over it.
Who was?
Oh, well, listen, it's a lot to get into, but let's just say he owns the house.
I see. Okay. No further questions.
I have a theory. Can I give my theory?
Go ahead.
He doesn't own the house and he doesn't pay rent and he just moved in one day and was like, hello. And this old man who was already senile was like, well, I guess it's my wife.
Another theory?
Yeah.
Sugar baby.
God.
Regardless, this old fucking man, who you don't know the name of, and perhaps it's best you never learn, has vanished. And you're left with Silk, who is guiding you towards a private library. How's Ulrich doing right now, internally, perhaps?
I think Ulrich personally is like, is this like a sex thing?
It's not that,
Vile.
but Ulrich is just very confused. First, it's the whiplash of Silk having like this mansion on the other side of town. Then it's the confusion of this random ass old man that's looking for his fucking wife, and it's all just a lot. Silk obviously doesn't want to talk about it, so Ulrich is not going to pry. But at the same time, they got questions.
As they're walking, Silk in front of Ulrich, of course, I I think he kind of slows a little bit and says, I can feel you thinking. I know you have questions. And I appreciate you not asking.
Sorry, that's so funny. I bet you have a lot of questions. Fuck off about it, though.
Don't worry.
I
Just know it really isn't anything.
I will trust you on that. I will take your word for it. No questions. Let's go look at the library.
Thank you.
Ulrich in his head, I want more than anything for this to be over.
Just like, I'm gonna need to sit and think about this at home.
Help! The elf twink I'm living with has a roommate with dementia.
Oh my god.
So, Ulrich, you and Silk make your way into the private library.
Can I tell you what I think it looks like?
What does it look like? You're the one who owns this house. You tell me.
It's true. In my brain, I want it so badly to look like the Baudelaire children's private library before their house burned down, like in the movie. Oh my god, I love that set from an unfortunate series or a series of unfortunate events.
Oh my god. God, that is a beautiful set. That is exactly what it looks like. This massive mahogany double door with bookshelves lining every single wall, reaching up very high. It's very maximalist. There is a beautiful carpet over the floor, lovely chairs, a chandelier again, and a painting of that same old man, Ulrich. Except this time younger and with a more full beard, still got stupid fez.
I see.
You can investigate it if you so choose, but Silk might notice you.
Yeah,
Maybe he won't. I don't know.
Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll turn a blind eye.
Ulrich might leave it for right now.
Okay.
just
Again, the less I know, the better.
out of respect for Silk, the less I know, the better.
Okay.
Out of respect for Ulrich's own mental health, actually.
So, do you want to come and do some quick reading and see if you can find anything about that strange god that you saw in the cathedral?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Silk's like prancing around, like grabbing books off of the shelf that he thinks will like work. He knows like this entire library by heart, it seems.
Okay.
I think Ulrich is at like one of the grand tables, just laying out all the books and taking out a notebook and writing notes down and shit.
Okay. So, I want both of you to make me a religion check, please. And,
Okay.
Silk, maybe you want to be assisting Ulrich?
Yeah.
So you have a lower DC, but if
Actually,
it works,
can I
you'll
use my academia lore to help instead?
Interesting! Oh, Ritz! That's so clever! You know what? Yes, and I will give you a +1 on this check.
Smiley face.
So, let's see. Can you beat it? Oh, Ritz. Yes, you can. Wait, you are trained in religion, Ulrich, aren't you? Hold on.
I don't think I am.
Oh, shit, lol. Whoops. You could use Bardic Lore.
Okay.
Okay, so Silk, you have successfully aided Ulrich, which will push up Ulrich's roll. Okay, you know what? It is not easy to find any information on this person, which is a surprise. After all, most gods are pretty easy to find lore about when you want to. I mean, most common holy texts can be found in any library, and hell, even the holy texts of most other deities from beyond the Inner Sea can be found with a little bit more time. Certainly, Silk, you have brought out tomes about gods of the Mwangi Expanse, deities from Tiansha, and even the hero gods of Arcadia. Mm-hmm. And yet, nothing shows up about this god until you do open one book, which you honestly kind of picked out on a whim. And unfortunately, it is a book on the outer gods.
Oh. Great.
Galarian is not the only planet in the universe. In fact, far from it. Far from even the only planet with life. The outer gods are those gods from very, very far away. Deep, deep, deep into the darkness between the stars. The eternal void of the dark tapestry. It is from here that the cruelest, most ambivalent to life of all deities live. And you flick through, and indeed most of these outer gods are ones that you would know of just from old stories. Azathoth, the primal chaos. Yog-Sothoth, lurker at the threshold. Unfathomable entities that dwarf other deities just as those deities dwarf mortals. To worship these gods is to acknowledge a cold truth. The universe has no meaning. All the things mortal civilizations hold dear, virtues, deities, great works, are things these mortals have invented to distract them from their own insignificance. But even then, it takes a while for you to scroll through this book and find that mossy skull that you are looking for. And you find a deity indeed. A deity of despair, swamps, and will-o-wisps. A deity called Nimbalot. Nimbalot, you can see, is an especially reclusive outer god. Very, very little is known about her. In fact, she barely gets a paragraph in this entire book which details the many appearances, events, and cataclysmic powers of the other outer gods. Whereas they get chapters, she gets a paragraph. You're lucky to even find it. It was only the fact that I had an illustration of that mossy skull that stopped you. What you know about her, apparently, is that she is said to see through will-o-wisps, and her trace is left behind in a symmetrical pattern of 7 dots along the shoreline, said to be her fingerprints. Apparently her hand has 7 fingers. Some say that she hunts along the shores of the River of Souls. And she has a title. That title being the Empty Debt. Apparently, the reason she's called this is because of her favorite food. There are creatures in this world that eat souls. She eats those creatures, and the souls as well, indiscriminately. And anything that she consumes has no afterlife, no resurrection. They are forever gone and forever nothing. Usually when someone dies, you go to the afterlife, to the boneyard, you are judged, you are sent to your heaven or hell of your deity, or whoever has claim to you. And you live a life now as a new, like an angel or a devil or whatever. And then, eventually, when you are ready to move on, your soul turns into mush, enters the River of Souls, and is sent back to be reincarnated into a new life form. Therefore, everything that has ever existed will exist again and has existed before, right? It's this incredible cosmic cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But Nimbalot is the end of that cycle. She will pluck souls from the river and double debt them.
Oof.
Just complete, utter end.
Jesus.
She sees through the will-o-wisps. She's got a hand with 7 digits. And she's basically a ghost eater. Like a soul eater and an eater of soul eaters. She's the ultimate end. Which is not an encouraging thing to find.
No.
No.
I think Silk was like excited to be researching with Ulrich, but this is just like bummer.
Yeah, Ulrich was very psyched about, private library and access to information and things that you wouldn't get otherwise. But now he's just like slumped back in his chair, notebook open, the fucking quill is on the side, and he's just... I think this is one of the worst outcomes that could have possibly come forth.
The empty death is not at all a comforting find, no. Ugh.
And the fact that those thieves were about to be sacrificed to this could be categorized as a great evil, and I wouldn't think of anything else that, would be lurking. Unless there's another chapel in the underground.
It troubles me. Obviously, one of them was. Or perhaps we can hold out hope for that, but...
Perhaps.
It pricks at me that they might have more knowledge about this god. For once, I don't know if I care to know.
I'd have to agree, but at the same time, if you want to find out more information on Belcora, who likely worshipped this deity, I mean, the chapel was connected to her tower. It's worth looking into. If it is nightmare fuel.
I guess you're right. Once they're done talking about that, I think Silk stands up and closes his notebook, his Astronomicon, which he's been taking notes in, and breathes and says, I think that's enough for me for today. Ulrich.
Ulrich, who has been staring at his notebook a little bit, just goes, yeah.
Why don't we take a tea break, you and I?
That sounds lovely. I think I would love some tea. And he closes his own leather-bound, kind of, well-loved journal, and goes with Silk for tea.
Okay. And you guys go and have a lovely tea together. In this house?
With the old man.
Silk personally likes to have tea either on the very top floor where there's like a little, not an observatory, but like
It is an
like,
observatory.
Okay, yeah, it's an observatory. Either there, or he likes to go out on this little, or he likes to go out to that little gazebo next to the pond outside the house. But I think since it's late, probably that he chooses the observatory.
Okay. You guys go, or have a cup of tea, looking out at the stars above. Morning comes, and as always, Fogfen Few, you guys are ready to go back into the dungeon, I'm sure. You are all rested, you are all given back your spell slots, and you're all back at your full health. Fiore, you're walking with a lovely set of nicely repaired armor.
Fiore's like, it's shiny, and he probably asked for his sword to be sharpened while he was there.
How are Ulrich and Silk doing?
A little glum.
Very glum. Ulrich is... Usually Ulrich is, like, looking around, trying to see if he can find any herbs. You know, herbalist stuff. Now he's looking at his notebook, not paying attention to nature at all, and is just like,
Fiore's like, la 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 la, and the other two are like,
Fiore comes, he walks over, and he's like, hi, guys. Are you okay? I got the armor repaired. Had a stupid conversation with Carmen.
Looks stunning.
Thank you.
looks good.
We're fine. We did some research the other day.
After we came back?
Mm-hmm.
What did you find out?
Well,
Would you like to read this? And Ulrich hands over the notebook.
Sure. Let me...
It's a lot to unpack.
but at least we know whose temple that is now.
Oh, you do? Let me... And he reads, and his interest goes from, it's interesting to find out about gods. He makes a face, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
Do you think that's the great evil?
That's...
I couldn't think of something more evil than that, I don't think.
It's my hypothesis.
We should go back there and see what else we could find. There were more doors around that area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But are you guys okay? Did you both eat this morning?
Oh. I take perfect care of myself, thank you.
No.
Ulrich, did you eat?
I ate a big enough breakfast.
Okay, good. Stress is one thing. Unfed is another thing, especially here.
Yeah, no, I would rather go into this dungeon with a fair amount of energy and, you know.
Now, let's go back and figure out what on Galarian is happening.
We'll do our best.
Yeah.
This is not the best news, but it is progress. And
It is progress.
And that is a good thing.
Objectively, progress.
It's just that the progress sucks.
It's never always a positive, but, you know,
Progress makes me never want to die.
yes.
So, you guys gonna enter back into the Gauntlet ruins and make your way back into the Abomination vaults?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The vaults.
So, you enter back down those same stairways, I assume, the way you came the first time? Or are you looking to enter... Actually, yeah, no, before I automatically just throw you down, you do know multiple ways back into the dungeon below. Do you want to go to a place that you have gone in the past? Or are you looking to try a new way down? Because you know the main door that you've been through. The one that's like near the chapel. But you do know that on that island with Tangletop, the brownie, the one with the lisp, you did see stairways going down as well. That might be a promising point of exploration too. So what do you say? Go back to where you were and you know definitely what's going on? Or do you want a chance and try a brand new place? No right answer here. It's completely up to you guys. Because if you go to the top one, you might not be near the morlocks anymore, which might be a breach in your momentum there. But there might be some interesting stuff up there.
The way that they know is just the safest way,
That's true.
like by default.
I don't know if we want to go through a lake monster fight immediately as we walk through early in the morning at Galarian 9 a.m.
7 a.m. Cheeked up.
Who's holding a torch?
You're right.
You're right, you're holding a torch. And fellas, you are back down at the in that room where you first found that secret door with the weird chairs. There is another door out of here you haven't gone through, or you can go back through the secret door, back to where you were literally yesterday with the morlocks and with the Otari ghost and the devils and blah blah blah. Or you can go out the other way and see what's down that way. What's the plan?
Fior's walking down the stairs and he's going, I forgot this door was here.
Weren't there doors in that other room where we found the thieves?
I think so. If not in there, at least around that area. Do we want to keep looking in that area?
Better to search these areas just in case we missed anything. Maybe we might find a clue as to where
Fair.
that fourth thief was.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would like to bring him back.
Even if it's just his body. I would rather people be able to be buried at home.
And not in this place.
It's the being raised religious thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, as you guys backtrack to where you fought the Morlocks before, you do find something, or rather, the lack of something.
The lack of the bodies.
Oh.
The bodies are gone.
Fiore notices that, and he looks at the others, and he's like, we should be on much higher alert now. Because they definitely know we're here.
Yep.
I think Fiore decides to use his free hand to hold his shield.
Okay, so you've got a shield raise already. You've got +2 AC on any attacks that might happen if combat were to break out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you doing anything?
Yeah, Silk is stunning in New Selfie.
Silk stuns in new selfie. Casting Detect Magic a bunch.
Okay, and Ulrich?
Ulrich, I think, is instead of I think doing the same thing as yesterday of looking for secret doors, traps, but also making sure that high alert for anything that could probably get the jump on them.
Okay. Well, so far, everyone, no magic that you can see, no traps that you can see, and Fiora, you got your shield up. You enter back into that workshop. There is that prison you saw before, but there's also there's another door at the back of the workshop which you have not opened yet.
Fiore's like, we should open this door. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Ready.
Fiore goes to open the door.
Fiore, you put your hand down and you click open the door. And just as you click open the door, there is another click, and then a strange smell, and then an explosion. Unfortunately, Ulrich, you did not catch this trap.
Damn.
One that definitely was not there yesterday when you searched this place.
I think that's probably why Ulrich was not really paying attention. That wasn't there before.
It super was not. That's a 10-foot explosion, which only catches Fiore at the moment. Thank God the rest of you are hanging back. Fiore, make me a reflex save.
Not my best. Not at all. But it's okay, because if I get hurt, I'm okay.
Or roll a 19.
A 19 is a pass. Fiore, you raise your shield at just the last moment and block some of 2d10 plus 13 fire damage.
Okay.
Damn.
That is half of 23 damage, which is going to be 11 damage to you, Fiore, as an explosion rips through you. Would rip through you. Thank gosh for your shield. Blocking some of that and knocking you back maybe a few skids, Thank God for that shield.
Oh my God.
I think Fiore sort of knocks a little bit into Ulrich. He's like, oh, fuck.
Ulrich catches him and it's like, you're okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was trapped.
No, don't worry about it. I didn't catch it. That definitely wasn't there before.
It's new.
My God.
Hey, everyone. The dungeon reacts to you.
Oh, fuck. It's like Hello Neighbor, but good.
Oh my God. Hey,
True.
Matt Pat, are you ready to read our dice roll theories?
God.
Okay, well. Fiora is like, is it safe now to look in a little bit? That is weird.
Well, it's already exploded.
Ulrich takes a second glance.
Ulrich, you take a look, and it seems to be okay.
Okay. It seems to be fine now. I think the only trap was the door.
I'm glad I had my shield. I could have burnt this. He looks down at his little shawl.
You could, Ulrich, give him one of your elixir of lives to help keep him up with some of those plants you've been gathering.
Oh, yeah. Ulrich actually goes through his bag, goes through his potions. There's a bit of, glass clinking from the vials he has. And hands Fiore a elixir of life. Just in case.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
This is part of the reason why I'm here. Take it.
Okay. Fiore goes ahead and takes it.
I can recover a lot more of the herbs again when we leave, and I can make them when I'm home.
That's fair enough.
I can probably make them here. I think I have my mortar and pestle.
So, Ulrich, at the moment, by the way, you have crafted 6 elixirs of life. So you're able to give him 2 right now to heal him for 2d6 hit points, or more or less, up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how many infused reagents you have.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ulrich, Fiore, would you like to drink some?
Sure. I will drink 10 of them. Thank you. Kidding.
Oh god.
Okay. How does it taste, Ulrich?
How does it taste? Oh gosh. I think it might have like. It's very woody, not in the sense of like taste like trees or anything, but it definitely tastes very earthy. A bit. It's very robust in the front, but the aftertaste is a lot smoother, so it goes down like pretty. It goes down pretty well. It's not like the best taste. It's not like a sweet drink or anything, or like sour. It's just.
Is it herby tea-ish?
It's like a herby tea, very much like maybe. I'd probably say maybe a sandalwood, but I'm not entirely sure.
Ooh.
But yeah,
It's actually quite nice, I think. That sounds good.
yeah.
Well, how many do you drink, Fiore? How many does Ulrich offer?
He only takes one.
That'll only heal you 1d6 healing. You probably will need more than that.
Ulrich offers probably like 2 since he has 6.
Fiore tries to say no.
Oh, look! Hey, Ulrich, if you target Fiore and then hit use, it takes one out of your thing and heals him automatically. Look, and it does an animation. Ah!
Oh, really? Really?
This is why you've been pushing this.
I didn't know that! I haven't been pushing. I was like, oh, don't forget you have that ability.
Fiore's like, no, it's okay. You don't need to do that again. And then he does it again.
Yeah, actually, that does take you more or less back to full health, Fiore, the 2 drinks.
He's like, he looks embarrassed. Like, thank you.
No worries.
You actually feel great right now. And you have a +1 on diseases, a +1 saves against diseases right now.
Awesome. Fiore has no idea about that, but I think he's gonna try and inspect this room since it was trapped.
It seems to be a well. The air here is cool and moist. There's a low stone well sitting to the east, and there's armor, weapons, and tools lying in heaps in the north.
There's some stuff in here.
Okay.
It looks like this might be the stuff of the thieves. The ones that you rescued, and the one that you have yet to rescue.
Fiore looks down at the stuff, and he's like, does this look like thieves' items?
You could say
It's
that.
just kind of mismatched, you know? We should bring these back to the...
Probably.
I can't say we'd have much use for them ourselves.
No, we have pretty good stuff ourselves, and if the people here is still... If the people that this belongs to are still alive and not actively trying to hurt us, we'll bring it back. I think Fiore goes...
They seemed appreciative.
And he puts this stuff in his pack. Actually, I think Fiore afterwards walks up to the well and sort of carefully leans over, just enough to look over. I think he holds the torch out.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be a very, very deep well. It's too like you can't really see anything with the torch, but what I will say is you can hear something down there.
Alive?
Splashing, combined with what sounds like a small crowd of people murmuring.
What the fuck?
I can't make out any words they're saying. It's like they're all just making words that sound like words, but they're not.
What in the hell? There's something down there. Like splashing, and then it sounds like there's a crowd of people murmuring. I can't make out anything that they're saying.
Crowd of people.
It's also too deep to see down all the way, but I'm kind of nervous to even throw a pebble in because of the splashing.
Can I cast Prestidigitation?
Yeah, what for?
With Prestidigitation, I can make a temporary object of negligible bulk. Can I make an ear horn?
Sure, I think you probably can. It's not that hard to make an ear horn, right?
I'm gonna make out with you.
That's clever. Take a hero point. Yeah, okay.
I will.
you create an ear horn. And it's not great, but you can use it, and you can listen down. And Silk, it's just gibberish. There's an entire group of people down there mumbling gibberish.
They're literally not saying words. I can't recognize it as like a language that I don't even know.
Maybe, but it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like they're trying to mimic sounds.
Huh. Can I detect magic down there?
Yeah, you cast to detect magic, and there's no magic.
They're not speaking any language.
What?
They're
speaking nothing?
No, nothing that they're saying is in any recognizable speech pattern.
It's not
They're not saying anything. It's complete gibberish.
I don't even know what to do about this. And it's way too dangerous to just jump down into a strange well.
Oh, absolutely not.
I know that I'm pretty willing to do kind of stupid stuff or get my hands dirty, but I'm not in the business of dying.
That reaching out with a message will even work.
Well, it seems deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll find out more when we do eventually go downstairs.
Maybe.
Could I cast message to someone down there?
You could try.
It's 120 foot range.
Yeah, do you want to try?
Sure. I send out hello.
Well, what you get back is several groaning, screaming voices all gurgling at you.
Oh,
Are you okay?
It wasn't a group.
Fiore's like, what was it?
they just groaned and screamed back. No words.
Is it a monster? That sounds dangerous.
Whatever it is, it's sentient at least.
If you're able to get something back, then yes.
It's not multiple, or it's all together. I don't know. I don't like it.
Right, because you can only really send a message to one person. Can't be a collective.
I don't like this mystery.
There are more mysteries to be found.
Then it's best we find another.
Whatever it is, it's on a deeper floor. I'm sure you'll come back to it.
Ooh, I don't want to.
Come on, let's get out of here. I've got all the stuff that I need.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Let's search elsewhere.
Fiore gets back in front, holding his shield up and walking.
Okay. Lead the way as you walk through these doors.
Oh, this looks like... I think Fiore throws a pebble at the door.
Nothing seems to happen this time.
Let's hope I don't get blown up again. Wouldn't it be funny?
3 cheers.
No explosion.
Aw, I was like half expecting it to happen.
I was staring at the door very intently, hoping that nothing would.
I was keeping my distance and staying safe.
This is that other way from the entrance.
Yeah, there's a double door that's facing out. Hey, Fiore, make me reflex save, lol.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Good God Almighty.
You...
As you're walking towards that, I was like watching the map being like, okay, and then you step forward like, okay, reflex save.
rat fucking bastard.
Oh, Fiore,
24.
you stop. You stopped yourself. There was a tripwire on the floor.
Fiore is halfway to step and he goes, okay, and he holds out his hand and he like to stop everybody. Look at that. It's a tripwire.
Tricky.
Attached to a bell.
Oh.
I see.
So cast detect magic on the other side of the door.
Oh, it's not the other side of the door. It's the bell. That thing's rigged with an alarm spell.
Yeah, which means that there's something on the other side of the door waiting.
No magic on the other side, but something did set that up. The dungeon reacts. Ulrich, I'll say this much. The door definitely isn't trapped. You are like certain of it.
Okay, well, the door is fine. It's just this.
Do you guys know how to disarm magic?
Absolutely not.
Oh, Silk, don't undersell yourself. You got a massive Arcana roll.
Okay, well, maybe.
Brian, sorry.
Brian. Silk doesn't want to do it because it's low to the ground and he might get dirty.
Fiore sighs and he goes,
Yes.
do you want a mat to kneel on?
Well, if you'd be so generous.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, here's...
Such a kind paladin.
Oh my god.
Alright, I can see through your flirtatious words. Here's my bedroll. I don't really care what happens to it. As long as it's not broken.
Silk sits on it, like, on his side, like, with those, like,
God.
you know, the, like, kind of pose, the gay pose where you, like, kind of sit on the side of your butt and, like, your legs are sticking out the other side.
My
Fiore's looking at Ulrich and his eyes say, this guy?
Ulrich is just shrugging because he's just like, what?
That's not it.
There's a conversation with their eyes going on. Fiore is like, you know what I'm talking about.
You
Ulrich
raise
is
your eyebrows.
blinking. Ulrich is blinking very slowly.
The answer is no, I don't know what you're talking about. Silk, would you like to make me an Arcana check to do the very long and difficult task of disarming this trap?
Yes.
Okay. Natural 20. You cut the rope with a pair of scissors. You stand up. It's over. I'm so serious you got a nat 20, and all it took was snipping the line.
It literally takes him a second. He gets into that position and, like, fixes his hair and looks pretty, takes out a pair of scissors, snips it, done.
Fiore's like, oh, is there another step?
No. And he gets up. I'm done.
Okay.
Give me my bedroll back.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Promise?
Now you're holding me to things.
Yes.
Do you guys want to open the fucking double doors?
I'm gonna open the, he's like, I'm gonna open the door before you make me promise to something that I regret later.
So you guys move ahead. As you enter into the next room, you see, oh my, it's a big, big room. And Fiore, you kind of squint. Your light shows you that there's something else deeper in here. Ulrich and Silk, it's too dark. Outside of the range of the light, you can barely make out what's happening. But you do see shapes in the darkness. This large open area is a filthy mess, even beyond the collapse to the south that clogs part of the room with rubble. Half-eaten fish, cat-sized beetles, and bits of waterfowl lie strewn about in a tangle amid gnawed bones of larger creatures. Maybe once upon a time this was the servants' rooms. Not anymore. But what you see closest to you, the one that all of you can make out clearly, although, Fiore, with your dark vision, you see more of them around the back, atop the rubble. There is a creature, squatted, and ripping flesh from a raw fish. And it turns and looks at you. Small. Why is it small? No bigger than a halfling. The others you saw earlier were the size of a man. Yet these ones have evolved to crawl through tunnels. They've become smaller, wirier, like they can fold themselves to fit through cracks. The Morlock looks at you with its wide, mushroom-like eyes,
Whoa.
and it licks its lips before dropping the fish, pulling out a knife, and shrieking, "The past men are here!" And it scrabbles forward on all fours towards you all.
Man.
Ah.
This episode of Dice Will Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Dr. Caesar MD, A Potato, Derpy Gamer, Quinlan Boss, Princess Alavi, Emily is Gay, Dexton, Meow Mai, Abigail Wallet, Knight the Werewolf Teacher, Ashley, Actually a Bot, Violet, Seraphine, Tile Damon, Soul Grease Lobo, Phoebe Jeebies, Daisy Gillian, Lux Rexus, Better than Stormcrow, Sam Stryker, Tony Saunders, Mita, Arave, Belmonts, was tragically eaten by morlocks. Ferric Falcon, Luis Loza, Ares, Alexander Crizzle, Meg Cohen, Skyly, Genuinely Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Baal Punyon, Joy the Catman Extraordinaire, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillen Shark, Glitch HD, Jace Snooks, Jonathan Love, G. Barbera, Luke, Gideon, Simon Strange, Seth, Kira, Literalope, Gizmo, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Remty Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C, Natasha Lumley, Rhiannon C, Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Sky Evangeline, Triceratops, Anna Maria, Jordan, Emily Lerna, John the Book Order, SS66 Seeker, and Dame Valerie III. If you'd like to see what you can get for helping us keep it rolling, check out patreon.com/dicewillroll today.